Hello friends, and happy Halloween. I am Brian, and this is Gizmo Board Games. Today, I am talking about 10 games, and that number's just kind of, because it's a nice round number, I'm not doing a countdown or anything, just happens to be 10 games that I find have a good Halloween theme that I enjoy playing, and maybe you would too if you haven't already checked these out. So this is kind of 10, not a top 10, but just 10 random Halloween themed games or macabre theme or however you want to look at it. Some of them I kind of chose because they hit a certain genre theme. Others, I saw it on the shelf and said, yeah, that one works. Tried not to cross too many genres repeatedly, so that was a thing I consciously thought about. So there are some games you might think, why isn't that on the list? That could be the reason why, is I just chose to pick a different game in its place instead. These again are in no particular order, just 10 games that I thought fit the theme of Halloween, this being this season. For that, in fact, I think this is coming out the day before Halloween if my schedule is right. I'm filming these early because I've got a busy October. That said, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel and you like my content, please do. You don't have to watch them all. I appreciate you sticking around and watching the ones that pop up in your feed that you think you might like and passing the other ones. It doesn't hurt me if you're a subscriber who doesn't watch all the videos, but I appreciate you giving the button a hit and giving the algorithm a better chance for others to see me in the future. If you like my videos, give me the thumbs up. I appreciate it. And comment below on what you think are some good Halloween themed board games as well that I might not talk about in this video. That said, let's go ahead and look at these again in no particular order, other than I'm going to grab them off from my right, except for the ones I don't own. I'll touch on them as we come to it. All right, so the first one, I never really thought about this as a Halloween horror type game, but then we went through the last couple years, and I think you might all agree, Pandemic fits the theme these days. It's a game I really enjoy, about a pandemic taking over the world and you working together with your friends to try to overcome it. I think that's going to be a theme of a lot of these games, is trying to work together to overcome. I guess that just kind of fits the genre, the Halloween theme pretty well. Working together against a big bad, whatever it is. So a lot of these are going to be cooperative games, and Pandemic, I hadn't originally thought about it as a macabre theme until the recent years. So I felt like this was a good one to include on the list for that pandemic virus taking over type theme. All right, the second one I'm going to pull off the list here, I guess, is a game I don't even own. I do own the Scooby-Doo version of it. I guess I could pull that over, but I like the Betrayal at House on Haunted Hill for the haunted house theme. Again, you're working together for a little while to explore the house and collect things that are going to help you later. And eventually you're going to trigger events where one person is going to become the villain of the story for the rest of the game. And that person's going to have their own rules and objectives that they're following, an own way of playing, where everybody else is still going to work together to defeat them and accomplish their own objectives to victory. It's just a fun game. I don't like it a lot, but every once in a while it's good to pull out and see what story comes from the book, because the book's got 30 or 50, I don't remember exactly, different scenarios depending on how the event is triggered to dictate who's going to be the big bad now and what the rest of the story is going to be. And I like the idea of the game more than I actually like playing the game, but it is fun to pull out every once in a while, and this is the season to pull that game out and go through that haunted house with your friends until one of you is the traitor, and then you're trying to kill them or whatever the scenario says before they do it to you. It's a lot of fun, again, to play the story every once in a while. I really think Betrayal on House on Haunted Hill fits the theme very, very well. All right, the next one I want to pull out over here is going to be another cooperative game, SubTerra. It's the exploring the depths. You know, you've fallen into a cave with a group of your specialized friends. Very lucky that it's a specialized group of people with each unique skills and challenges that they can help you overcome. But when you're in the depths, not only are you lost in the depths, but you're dealing with various tremors and horrors and floods and things that can happen to you and your group along the way that make it just harder and harder as the game goes on to stay upright. You don't necessarily die in this game unless a horror comes along and tags you, but you get knocked out, and your friends are going to have to help you, dig yourself out of whatever it is that knocked you out, until you can find the exit, and hopefully the majority of you escape, because almost never are you all going to escape. And I really enjoy just the twists and turns of this game. It's another tile laying. You're building the cave up as you go, working together to find that exit tile before you can't find it because you're all knocked out. That's SubTerra. Another great game for this season. All right, so the next game is one of my favorites. It's a solo-only game. It's Final Girl. And this one, you're playing all kinds of various horror movie themes. They've got 5 basic stories in the initial season, and Season 2 is on its way. And I believe they're working on a Season 3 here in the next year or two, where just exponential ways to combine whatever Final Girl and villain with whatever other Final Girl or villain you want. You can mix and match the stories, so the more stories you get, the more you can mix and match the board, the villain, the Final Girl, the abilities of each interchange. So there's just a wealth of different gameplay, and it's only going to get exponentially more as you go along. The one tick to this game is if you buy just the game, you do need to buy at least one of the film packs, I think as they're called, where you'll get 2 different Final Girls with 2 different villains to play. So that was a little nick against the game. You can't buy just the game itself. You do have to buy the game and at least one of these packs. But each pack comes with 2 different sides, 2 different villains, 2 different Final Girls, 2 different maps, which are included on the box itself. It's just unique, everything about it. Anyway, I'm rambling about something you don't care about. Why does this fit the bill? Because everybody wants to be that Final Girl. When you watch a scary movie, you're watching her run from the bad guy. You just want her to get out or to kill him off. And that's what you're doing in this game. You're making your own movie where you are the Final Girl, and you're trying to help save victims and get away from the big bad before he does too much terrorizing and beats you. And even in this game, if you beat him, he still might get that final scare where he comes back one last time and you got to kill him off again. Or likewise, if he kills you off, you could be the one that gets that one last chance, the one last hurrah. Nothing says Halloween to me like Final Girl. Any horror movie trope has the Final Girl or final guy that is trying to be the one to make it through to the end. I enjoy playing through all these stories and being that person. It's perfect for the season. Final Girl. All right, the next one. Let's get away from solo player and co-ops, and let's look at a game where you're playing against each other. And nothing says bad guys like villains. Villainous. I have the Disney version. There's all kinds of different versions out these days. But in this game, you're playing the bad guy, and you're asynchronously doing your own different moves and objectives to be the first one to reach whatever it is your final goal is of your specific villain. And you're going to go around and try to thwart the other villains' plans, too, to slow them down and get in their way. It's a lot of fun. It is a little bit rough, I think, for the teach, at least with my family, who don't game a whole lot. They had trouble trying to learn their own abilities because you can't just kind of do what the other players are doing because everybody's game plays different. Everybody's got their different objectives. But if you can get over that, this game I know is everywhere with all kinds of different versions. It looks great on the table, and it's not overly complex. But at least, unlike these other games, you're not cooperative. You're playing against each other to be the best villain. It's a lot of fun. It's Villainous, and one of the multiple versions go make yourself the biggest, baddest, the worst takes it all. There is the tagline. All right, let's get back to who Halloween is for here. Halloween is for the kids, and if you got some kids who aren't afraid of zombies, at least not too much, nothing in this game is scary, but the zombie idea, that'll be the theme here, as you work together with your family to free the school of the zombies who are encroaching. I have the evolution version. It's, a campaign style where as you keep winning, you're going to keep unlocking more abilities for yourself and for the zombies. So it's an ever-changing game. It's real small, easy to play, quick, fun. Get rid of the zombies, get them out of the school before they take over. I really like this game. My family does too. It's got the zombie vibe to it without being overly scary. For the families, you can pull it out with your kids before or after they go trick-or-treating. Knock out a game or two in 10 minutes time each. Zombie Kidz Evolution. Speaking of zombie games, Walking Dead in the Box is my next pick. Dead of Winter. This is a mostly cooperative game. There might be a hidden traitor who's working against the group. There might not be. So that's one of the things I like about this game, is you don't always know if you can trust your friends completely. This game is really, really hard to win, regardless of having a traitor. It feels like it is The Walking Dead in a box. This is a realistic zombie game for sure, not the Zombie Kidz style. This is the hardcore mode, and it's very adult-themed, very adult-oriented. Another thing that's great about this game is the crossroads cards, where the player to your right is going to pull a card, and if that, whatever it says on the card gets triggered in the game, then you're going to go along a whole different side quest storyline where you're going to have some hard choices potentially to make. This game will see characters killed. You will be overrun by zombies. You will not have enough food. It's everything that a zombie movie is in game form, and I really like this one. Dead of Winter Crossroads game. All right, getting away from the zombies, let's move to Cthulhu. And I don't have any Cthulhu games because it's not a theme I like, but I know a lot of people like that theme, the Cthulhu coming out and just trying to end the world. And my favorite game that I played in that theme is Eldritch Horror. It's another cooperative game, but, like I said, a lot of this theme, horror or Halloween is going to have that working together against a big bad. So if you like Cthulhu and you want to work together and travel the globe trying to rid from the various portals that are popping up with big-ass Cthulhu monsters, pardon my language there, big Cthulhu monsters coming out of these portals you're trying to close. You got 3, I think, different quests you've got to solve before you can defeat Cthulhu and all his terror coming across the board. It's a really long game, but it was a lot of fun the times I've played it, and I don't own it, but I wouldn't turn it away. It's another cooperative take on the world. It's really, really tough, super tough for a cooperative game. A lot of them kind of cater towards the team winning. This one I think caters towards Cthulhu winning, because I think that's how Cthulhu is supposed to be in real life. All right, my last couple games here. The first one, Skulls of Sedlec. Here, another small box where you're moving different cards around that are just dead bodies. You're reburying them to get points. It's another non-cooperative game, so that's why this one's kind of on my list. And it's just that theme of the graveyard, moving bodies around in the graveyard. Carry this one in your pocket, play it in a cemetery if you really want to get yourself into it. But it's not super overly scary or macabre. It's pretty cartoony. But the theme itself is that of maneuvering bodies around so that they're buried in a way that pleases them in the afterlife. So just for us, fun, kind of silly, but within the theme, take it, like I said, to a graveyard and really immerse yourself into Skulls of Sedlec. Could be your pick. And the last game I have is going to be another cooperative game, and it is the old school horror movie tropes of going around and just beating up Dracula or Frankenstein's monster and his wife, or Aquaman, or the creature from Black Lagoon, I think is Aquaman. My bad. But who else is in here? The Mummy, or the Invisible Man, or the Wolf Man. You're going around the village and trying to rescue villagers before they are overtaken by any number of baddies. You could play with one baddie and have a super easy game, to playing with 3 or 4 and just being overrun by every bad villain that's ever existed in the old school horror movies. Horrified, just a game I really, really enjoy. They've got this one. They've got the American Monsters version, if that's more your speed. And yeah, just go around and do those old school horror movie actions with your group to try to stop the big bads from taking over the village. And that's my last pick for the 10 games that I kind of found from my collection, or games I've played that I think really fit the theme of Halloween really well, and I think you'll enjoy playing them, whether you like playing cooperatively or not cooperatively. Jeez, I can't speak. Depend on your play style. Hopefully I hit some selections that work for everybody, and hopefully you like this video and hit the button below. Let me know in the comments games that I missed or may not have even played yet to have added to this list. What are your choices? And subscribe. Yeah, I think I hit all the notes there. What are you going to be for Halloween? Let me know. Let me know what you are for Halloween. If you're still sticking around this long, I will probably not be anything. I think I work on Halloween, actually. So that's my Halloween plans. My kids, they're dressing up, I'm sure. And if you're still here, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching.